if any of you remember Stephen Covey. And um, I don't know if he called it the circle of influence back then or if it's evolved, but this idea of, right, like that we have these concentric circles, and within this center are the most precious relationships. They get the most amount of time, energy, and attention. And sometimes we actually don't choose that or make a decision about who gets to be in that center circle, right? Sometimes it is just by who we spend the most amount of time with, which could be like work people, for example. Anyways, so I'm thinking of his concentric circles, this idea of like you got your center circle, which really would be your most intimate interior castle places, okay? And then we have the outside circle, and then another outside circle, and that you could have another outside circle. And the idea being that if we look at these circles and we consciously place people, relationships that we have in our work environment, in our social environment, in our home environment, in our family environment, then we're going to get a really good sense of who gets the most amount of time, energy, and attention. And why are they there? Did I consciously put them there, or is this just, what's that word? Not by proxy, but by default? Like people just get there by default. Kind of like when we're in elementary school and we're just hanging out with all the kids and playing with certain kids, and it's just this sort of random, oh, I want to play with you today, I like you today, I want to play with you tomorrow, I like you tomorrow, or this idea that everybody plays in the sandbox and we all need to be friends. We can sort of see how that then could evolve into our adult lives where everybody gets to be in the center of our concentric circle of influence. And we haven't actually been discerning about that. So I'm thinking about that, mapping that onto boundaries as well, because that's a tool for navigating boundaries, which basically means how much time and energy am I going to dedicate to this relationship? If that relationship is way outside here on the circle of influence, then my opinion is that we don't spend a lot of time and energy making it known that we're creating a boundary with that person or that relationship, right? Meaning that we can maybe energetically create a boundary there where maybe we don't talk to them very much, maybe we don't text them very much, maybe we see them occasionally, maybe we just say hi to them when we see them at work, like whoever they are, wherever they are, but that we're not necessarily working hard to be sure that we're well boundaried with that person that's way over there. But if the person is in your center circle and they need to be way over there, then you need to ask the question, how do I move them further out from my circle of influence or my circle of care, we could call it, right? That's a boundary.